What's up, guys? I'm Metalhead. I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year, and I'm also doing Patreon requests. And one of my lovely patrons requested this album. I've never heard of Stray Kids. I've basically heard like 2 K-pop songs my entire life, so I'm coming into this quite blind. My understanding of K-pop is the industry being like somewhat predatory and that sort of thing. So I just want to get that out there because like that's the biases that I'm coming in with. But considering the fact that obviously a shit ton of people love K-pop and my patron is requesting me to do this, I'm not going to like come in with like a negative bias or whatever, despite the fact that I might slightly have one. I'm going to come in with an open mind, like I try to do with every single thing, and see why my patrons love this project. It's part of the reason why I made the channel, is try and connect with new music that I haven't heard before and connect with the fans who love it, because I don't know, I love music a lot. So yeah, let's give it a go. All right. Ooh. I didn't really expect it to be in English. I know there is like a melding of English and Korean, but this fucking hits. It's really polished. Huh.
Right with on high 우리 사방에 튀기 띄우리 움직임 따라올리다 숨이 차 우왕좌왕하는 넌 이거 쉽게 봤지 Say hello to me more cause I can't see you 의견은 우리는 없어 보이지 but at least 움직임이 튀기는 물이 사방에 splash 여기서 너도 my control call me Aquaman I'm the wind we just play we are here now how to say now it's so stay to the game we ain't gonna fall down deep into the water
but I'll never fall. Every day supernatural. Thrashing rain, I'ma bring the storm. This mustache walking on water. Crashing waves, but I'll never fall. Every day supernatural. Thrashing rain, I'ma bring the storm.
Funnily enough, there's like a tiny bit of like 21 Pilots vibes from it. But I actually quite like 21 Pilots, so I don't mind. This was not what I was expecting. I feel like this is like a showcase of, I guess, like a bit of my ignorance, right? Because when coming into this, I know of like the really grueling audition processes, and there's a lot of like lookism sort of stuff, I think, within K-pop. Again, I'm a layman, and this is just very broad stuff. I haven't heard many of the songs or anything like that. But like my understanding is it's like a very cutthroat, ruthless sort of industry, and yeah, it's quite toxic, that sort of thing. And the picture that gets like painted, I guess, from like a layman's perspective that hasn't listened to any of it, is that a lot of the stuff is very boiled down to the most like polished version. Like think like the most formulaic music that comes out of Western. Fuck. Just went on a coughing fit. Good shit. But I think like the most formulaic music that comes out of the Western sphere, that on like steroids is kind of like the perception that I had coming into this. So hearing like I don't know, like hearing how it is, like there's like creativity involved, it's a very fun, jam-packed, that sort of thing. I expected it to sound a bit more sterile, but it just doesn't. Like it just sounds pretty good. if you haven't watched one of my videos before, I do ratings on the side. These are my first listens. I listen to these projects multiple times over before I post my Discord, my ratings in my Discord, where you can chat to me about my ratings. I also post on my Album of the Year, which is the music rating website that I use. On the top of that music rating website, you can see the next 5 YouTube uploads that I'm going to be uploading, so it gives you a sneak peek. I also do, little written reviews of the projects that I react to. My average rating is a 6 out of 10. I solely think that's because I'm requesting more good music than bad at the moment. Because spiritually, I feel like I have a 5 out of 10. If something is a 5.1 out of 10, it means I actually did like the project more than disliked it. So, and I can be a bit critical sometimes, so I think that's fair. But all of that, needless to say, I think this is a 7. Like, I just think this is a good track. It was fun. It's very tight. It's one of the things I guess like I should have expected from, I guess, K-pop. If my priors were correct, and I thought like, and the context that coming into this was like, it was a very cutthroat industry. And it's a lot more polished. It's like, I should expect it to not have messy ends. I should expect it to be jam-packed. But I didn't really come into that, and I feel like that was kind of just ignorance on my part, because this is just really professional and like cleanly done. And I appreciate it. I want to learn more about Korean culture, actually. Huh.
Bring it back. Come on.
I have so many thoughts, and like more like broadly and macroly about like Korea as well from this. It's really interesting to listen to, actually. I'm glad I'm listening to K-pop. I'm finding that my ignorant position coming into this, which I am glad I've been honest about, because I think it's interesting to, I guess, like talk about how it's like changing a tiny bit. It stems purely from ignorance, because I just didn't think about it much. I think part of the reason why I might have thought like, oh, this K-pop is like too, what's the word, polished or like monetarily driven, that sort of thing. It doesn't like, my thought process was like, it didn't, or like my priors were, I don't know, I just thought it wasn't as creatively rich. It was just trying to create the most like formulaic stuff to get the most amount of sales. And it's sad that I thought that, because I think reasons why I could have thought that. It's like when I look at any other Asian music market, right? They don't market to Western countries as much as Korea. And then when I actually thought about that, I was like, that makes sense though. Like, due to like remnants of the Korean War and that sort of thing, and the fact that I'm pretty sure US troops are still in Korea, just so that it can trigger NATO, Article 5. But like, that makes sense that there would be a more Western like crossover with Korea than any other country, because there is a stronger tie to the Western culture within Korea. I might be speaking on my ass when I say that, but like also if I am, educate me. Like I want to learn more about Korea stuff actually. It is from like an outside perspective. It feels like Korea is probably the most westernized Asian country, so it puts it in like a very unique kind. Not really. It's like it's not monocultural. It's like duo culture, which you don't necessarily see duo culture countries often. So I find the juxtaposition there to be actually quite interesting, and I don't know. It just makes me think like, oh damn, I was judging it maybe a bit too harshly, even though I didn't have like strong opinions. It's like, I didn't have strong opinions. I didn't have strong convictions, but I feel like I had strong opinions without much conviction. And I feel a bit bad about that because now like listening to it and just like thinking about the music a bit more, and thinking about the industry and that sort of thing, it kind of just, I don't know, it feels a bit boneheaded. All that to say, I think this sounds really nice. I think, I don't know, I like it. I'm sorry, I wish I could talk more. It's just like I enjoy it, and the thing that's like mostly coming to my mind is like the cultural sort of stuff, like the broader macro stuff about Korea, which because I am so new, I haven't listened to any. Like I've heard Gangnam Style, and that's it. I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure it's and maybe like a BTS song that charted in Australia. Maybe that's like all I've heard. So that's why I'm talking more about that sort of stuff in this musically, but like. All of those changes in opinions or like me thinking about this sort of stuff is stemmed from the music. So don't think it's like taking away from the songs at all. But yeah, that was a decent track. Ooh.
When it's dark, I'll push the sun and rise and pull the moon aside. I'ma do it, die. Let my pen and paint you better days. I was in a cage, you let it go astray. 내 기억을 겨누지 나온 그 순간이 필요 그때에서 지금 멈춰 있어. Going back to no one is but no one is but 한참을 잊어 내려 헤매도 결국 going back to all I want is you. 잠깐은 주마등 속 모든 장면에 I'm with you. Now I'm with you. 너 하나지만 난 전부를 잃은 거야. What should I do? 표현이 안 돼 어떻게 말해도 여긴 나무 없는 숲 과거에 머무는 꿈 이건 사는 게 아니야 겨버티는 중 My life, my love is you I'm sitting to you, baby 내 기억을 겨누지 나
Oh, this is really pretty. I like the voice a lot here.
지금 멈춰 있어 Going back to 벗어날 수 없는 게임이지 누가 말도 it's you 지겨운 분리불안과 딩기피 없어 내겐 치유 난 그댈 매일 잊지 it ain't easy baby I need you You to stay with me Going back to
I think it might be my favorite track so far. It's like it's quite good.
For you
again, if I sound a bit ignorant, I just want to hear about it. I looked up Stray Kids to see if they're like an organic group because, again, one of like I guess like you could say maybe it's a bit bigoted or something like that just from viewing it on the outside. Is I just assume that most K-pop groups were orchestrated kind of like how One Direction was by X Factor. It's like it wasn't an organic creative process. They weren't like friends beforehand. They all like just slammed together all the time, right? Stray Kids doesn't seem to be that case. I just looked it up and apparently they are like, as much as they're on a major label, apparently they do have their own creative processes that are allowed and like creative reign, which is really cool. It does seem like it is pretty common to have like that industry plant sort of thing where you have like this group that is mashed together. I guess it's the same thing of like I've never really been too drawn to like Little Mix or something like that. Like, there's a few girl groups that are kind of like that as well. And I just wonder, this is me spitballing, and I'm sorry to get this like more political or whatever, but like I wonder if like one, is it actually that common to have most like K-pop groups be orchestrated by labels? And is it more than like Western countries? Because my perception is that it is. If that that could be mistaken. If it isn't, damn, I'm wrong. If it is though, is that actually due to like a cultural difference between like the upbringing of South Korea? Because like South Korea was created through like the liberation of their people through the Korean War, fighting off of like the communists, right? And is like this orchestrated formulaic more stuff more like an offshoot of like embracing capitalism because it's a version to communism, if that makes sense? I wish I said that in a better way, but you get my point. I wonder if that's sort of thing. And also, like, again, Korean history, tell me about it. I would love to know. Because it's actually, I don't know, it's quite interesting. Yeah, let's get into the next track. It's Walking on Water by a different version, so I'm curious how it changes.
You.
Oh.
Crashing waves, but I never fall. Every day supernatural. Crashing rain, I'ma bring the storm. This my stage, walking on water. Walking on. Walking on. Walking on. This my stage, my stage. I'm walking on water. You can call me Harry Potter. I just take off from some fill in the bottle. 내 flow 것은 물살처럼 물러. 내리막길에 접어들면 풍선을 거슬러. I'm not 할수 없는 것을 올라지. 노력은 하고 나지 그게 all of me. Let me make it feel like it's awesome. Make it flow, make it flow, make it go far. Say hello to me, cause I can't see you. 요원한 우리는 없어 보이지 basilisk. 움직임에 튀기는 물이 사방에 splash. 여수 너도 my control, call me Aquaman.
I think I prefer the first one, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about like remixes of certain tracks being on the same album. I just prefer the first one. That's why I'm rating this one negatively, I think. I like this vocal passage. It's cool. I like the vocal effects on the voice. I'm low key. I just think I'm not gonna rate it because it is just a different version of the track that's already on the album, and I don't know how to differentiate like which one I like more until I like listen to the project a bit more.
vision, got my eyes on you, tracking every single line and every move.
Everything is just quite polished.
Day and night.
It feels very hard to just like hate on it, you
Don't
know.
hold back, enjoy the ride and let it loose. The sirens keep on screaming, that's a warning. We're staring at the ticket, this is one trip. No turning back, hold tight onto the railings. It's only us for something saying.
I like the vocals here quite a bit.
Yeah, this train never sleeps.
I feel like that drop could have been
Yourself, take a seat.
like more impactful to me.
Care about the casualties, casualties, 'cause it's safe when it's just you and me, baby. I feel our heartbeats shaking.
I like the vocals a lot though.
Need no break, no breaks. This train, the engines go insane. I'm late, it rains. As long as we head on route, fear is dead, no doubt. Baby, trust me now. Sirens keep on screaming, that's a warning. We're staring at the ticket, that's just one trip. No turning back, hold tight onto them railings. It's only us, but something saying more, please. Yeah, this train never sleeps. Brace yourself, take a seat. Don't you care about the casualties, casualties, 'cause it's safe when it's just you and me, baby. I feel our heartbeats shaking. Yeah, this train never sleeps.
I would say like a 6.5 just because like some of the drops are a bit weak, but like I think overall like the vocals were really good to the point where like I'd probably, if it was just the vocals, like a 7, 7.5. Quite nice.
My life is so unfair. Everyone sees me as if I'm the beast out there. My dreams become nightmares. Please give me a break right now. I wanna just be myself. No one can truly see the human inside me.
Ever since you came into my life, you told me all about unconditional love. I think about you saving me every night. Felt like an angel sent from above. All I see is your shining beauty. Hope you can see the human in me. Will your true love be the one to free me?
My life is so unfair. I'm still left in despair. Just when I thought that God had answered my whole prayer. After I let you go and saw you out the door, I wanted you to know how much I love you so. Oh. Yeah, my life is unfair. The one and only woman I love left me unprepared. I'm staring down at my own petals, falling one by one. I'm piece by piece, I can't feel any peace in my heart. But I can, I can bear, I can say, I can wait while I take all this pain. Forget how I'm feeling nothing but hate. I guess this is where I'm gonna die in the rain. If I saw you one last time, I could change my fate.
I'm like, I wanna be with you every day and night. I miss the way you shine on me so bright. I'm warmed up by your light.
I didn't know where to go. I thought I lost it all during my fight. Everything was dark when I lost sight. Till you came in just calling out my name. In the rain you saved me from falling, but before my life was so unfair. Until I met you, Belle. When you just rang my heart. You worked me from this spell.
It's just like consistent, like decent or good.
I'm feeling my true self.
I'd love to listen to some more K-pop.
Old as time.
I hope you guys can request me some more. I want to explore more. Like, what are K-pop classic albums? Like, what are the best K-pop albums? I'm very curious. Actually, I think this is just a good track. I think it's just a 7. I don't think I like the vocals as much on this one. Yeah, I don't think I'm a massive fan of this track, but I've liked every other song. The vocals here are nice, but like for the first 30 seconds I wasn't a massive fan. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this one. Ooh, I actually quite dislike this track. It feels empty, and then the vocals remind me of like some of the more monotonous like Latin pop stuff. Like think Black Eyed Peas Latin pop albums without their good samples or whatever. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this one, but it's okay to dislike a song. Yeah. I apologize. Forgive me for my writing. I just don't like it. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of this one. But it's all good. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this one. Might even go down and re-listens. But the vocals on the other tracks are kind of banger. This is cute.
Time to get this party started now. Oh wait, 세상에 힘껏 두 발끝을 내디딘 다음 나나나나나 right now. 상관하는 누구도 거침없이 너를 더 부르라고 널 막았을 건 무엇도 없어 이 순간 자유로운 널 느껴 alright. It's time to bet on what you want 내 없는 것처럼 부드러운 내 안에 dynamite. Show me what you wanna do. One more time countdown 3, 2, 1 매매매 지금을 즐겨 가장 자유로운 이 순간 say yeah. 여긴 너와 나의 youth. Left or right 어디든지 go 끌리는 대로 우린 flow 눈치 따위는 보지 말고 뛰어들어 모두 할 수 있어 you and I whoa 막지 마 whoa feeling like a superman I'm like whoa all night 나나나나나 all day 나나나나 상관하는 누구도 거침없이 너를 더 부르라고 널 막았을 건 무엇도 없어 이 순간 자유로운 널 느껴 alright. It's time to bet on what you want 내 없는 것처럼 부드러운 내 안에 dynamite. Show me what you wanna do. One more time countdown 3, 2,
it's I would say it's like a 6.5, but potentially it's like a 7. Like I think this is quite good. I'll give it a 7. It's fun. It's just joyous fun. You know, despite being like a metalhead that's into more emo frantic metal, that can be joyous. Might be the best song. Wait, I saw these. This is quite a popular album. That's kind of based. It's so interesting because I haven't heard of it or heard any of the songs. But it's cool. I should really want to check out some more K-pop stuff.
I just wanna talk about fantasy. Yeah, let's just be for reality. What is your favorite topic? 하면 웃음이 그저 않는 게 춤이 no matter what they say. 저번에 난 역시 맘대로 사는 게 좋아. Oh my god, life is so good. Life is so good. Burning summer side. Life is so good. Life is so good. Loving summer side. Life is so good. Making, chilling. Life is so dynamic and vibing. Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so good. Yeah, I don't wanna know about falling down. 다이나믹한 인생이 짜릿해. 가끔 헐떡대지만 다 버티는 게 뭐래. 끄덕끄덕. 저기 혹시 표정 안 좋은데 저랑 같이 행복하실래요? 여행도 좋고 달달하게 코코. 왜 한 잔 불어가며 웃고 덮쳐. 어젤리 눈물은 언제 그랬냐는 듯. 혹시는 모든 걸 쳐. 엎어지 먹고 닿고서 나거니 야야. Oh, I don't wanna lie down. 숙취가 싫어 섞어 먹지 않는 브랜드. 덕분에 편인상 없게 그의 브랜드. Yeah, I don't know 나도 웃어. Oh my god. Life is so good. Life is so good. Burning summer.
I'll tell you, like, I have vaguely positive feelings about the track.
Life is so good. Making, chilling. Life is so dynamic and vibing. Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so good. Life is so. Yeah, life is so. Hey. Life is so making, chilling. Life is so making, vibing.
This is a weird, like, the song was kind of done, and then how it came back, I don't like, but I don't think it's gonna impact the rating too much. But I don't like how it came back. It feels like it was complete.
Put 'em up, 모든 걸 끌어올릴 밤이야. Put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up. The music you wake me up again and again and again. Ultra sound, ultra mic, ultra mic, ultra life, ultra power, ultra power, ultra power. I got a shot called Ultra.
I don't know if I'm a massive fan of this track either.
떡지떡지 붙여놨던 모든 스트레스 던져버렸지다 like a piece of trash. Be free from the pain, break a chain. 새롭게 태어난 몬스터 애초에 태가 다른 나의 booster cage. 기지개는 피지 화려가는 위치 그렇다고 쉬지 않고 뛰지. 흉터는 깊이 베겠지만 높은 가치와 결국엔 스위치. 적당히란 너지 이건 내 법칙. 성취감 최대 사치 완벽해 나를 덧칠. Put 'em up, 모든 걸 끌어올릴 밤이야. Put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up. The music you wake me up again and again and again. Ultra sound, ultra mic, ultra mic, ultra life, ultra power, ultra power, ultra power. I got a shot called Ultra. Ultra.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this track either. It's odd because, like, there's so many songs here that I genuinely think are good that I like, but it's relatively inconsistent. You know?
수많은 생각과 삶 가득히 쌓인 눈물 덮인 밤 오늘이 마지막인 smile 불붙은 날들같이
Ooh, I like this.
마지막 장에 분명 엄청날 거야 반전이 기대감만 부풀다 떨어지면 어쩌지 양몸 같은 불안이 눈뜸 사라져 꿈을 깨워 Every time I see you cry, I feel like drowning in the dark. You said it's fine, but no, I'm not. 'Cause all I want is you, not your tears. 눈물이 마를 때까지 wanna make still have this one no fear. So baby, you're my hit now. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, you're my hit now. 생각보다 깊이 내리고 있진 기억의 끝에 세계는 증식처럼 나를 잠식하는 이 감정의 지식 나한테 뭘 바래 열심히 땀 흘린 과공감이 신도 부정 못해 잠깐 나 떠난다 해도 돌아와는 예정된 대로 Every time I see you cry I feel like drowning in the dark You said it's fine but no I'm not 'Cause all I want is you not your tears 눈물이 마를 때까지 wanna make still have this one no
This is a very decent track. I like it. It's just so, like, when they do these tracks, it's just so feel good. Oh, we'll get sex enough actually. Like it. I like it quite a bit. Ooh, it might even be a 7. I like it quite a bit. I'll give it a 7. It's just so fun. It reminds me of like early 2010s joyous music that, like, I feel like it was more common back in the early 2010s. I like the forefront of like the more electronic and auto-tune coming in. It feels like they're like, I don't know, like Katy Perry sort of stuff in like early 2010s. It's just so joyous and I don't know, it's a type of music that feels lost a bit. This is pretty decent. I know, like, listening to this, as I said, I was like a bit ignorant to K-pop, and now like, I'm just really curious. Like, tell me your favorite albums. Tell me what albums are considered like the classics of K-pop. Where did it originate? Where did it start? Tell me all about it. I'd love to know. And also, like, request some more. Oh, I guess like 6.5. It's just fun. No, this was a solid project. Like, it's quite decent. And also, thank you for just what it just for whatever reason overloaded. So yeah, but thank you for requesting this, because I feel like I never really thought about K-pop music too much. I found like I was kind of the most like annoying hipster at that to be fair, and it's weird because I'm usually not like that when it comes to other forms of music, but for whatever reason with K-pop, I was like, people who love it and people who hate it, they're both cringe. But it brought like, I broadened my horizons a ton of more, and I feel like I had like a kind of like a passively negative view of it. And requesting this is kind of just like made me broaden my perspective a bit more. Especially looking up that Stray Kids seems to be a bit more of an organic group. I appreciate it. Like, this is like more an unconventional form of why I started the channel, because I started the channel because I wanted to experience new art and stuff like that, and get like a greater understanding. And usually that's like, oh, I like this sort of sound that happens in this indie thing. I like this sort of sound that happens in metalcore. Where did it and like start? And it's like more through like a Western lens, I guess, a Western English speaking lens. But I didn't expect to, I guess, like broaden my horizons and like understanding of like K-pop sort of stuff, because it kind of just like uncovered sort of some feelings and attitudes I guess I didn't realize I necessarily had, because I didn't really think about K-pop, but as soon as I started listening to it, it's like it felt like those passive subconscious sort of feelings I had towards it got challenged, and it broadened my perspective a bit more. I like it, and I appreciate it a lot, actually. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you for requesting it, and thank you for subscribing. If you want me to react to more K-pop, you can go to my Patreon. It's you can request it on there. It's $5 a month, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. This was a really nice experience, actually. Yeah, thank you. Bye.